Your daughter's here. I take care of everything. I don't bother you about nothing. But then I see, Angelina, she gets everything. She gets everything. It's me. I take care of the bills. I take out the trash. All the responsibility has been on me. And now you're in my life and I don't feel like the load's been lightened at all. I told you to come stay with me. I know I did that. But I'm stressed.
So Pamela saying that she was stressed, people would have thought, well, hey, if you're stressed, why not get rid of Brody and all these problems that you have? No, instead, what some people tried to give me today was that she wasn't responsible for what's happening at all, or that she only shared half the blame, because of course, Brody has something to do with the mere fact that she has her house. As she has mentioned before, she had things in order, and some way, somehow, she has had a married man convince her to dissemble her own household for what? For the promise of marriage. I want y'all to pay attention to this long form content because it's just about the same. This is a cracker.
Um, I'm a boss babe. Had
Mm-hmm.
my college degree, always been, taking care of myself. But once I reached my 30s, I kind of gave up on love. I had high standards, but I also gave a lot of people chances. One person, of course, caught me in particular. He already had a child before me. Um, so that was probably a red flag. But, at that point, I was just like,
All right, hold on. Someone having a child before is not necessarily a red flag. In other words, I guess probably what you'd say that I would be a red flag. And I'm just kind of giving you the caveat here why it can be right. Because in other words, I would have been a red flag to this woman, even though, I could have been able to do whatever it is she's asking for. But I'm just saying, hey, be careful with that. I get what you're saying. The man may have a lot of kids. Maybe you want to say if he had 5 or 6 kids, then that's a red flag. But if a man has one child before you, I don't know if that's a red flag. But all right, okay, cool. Hey, let's keep going.
care. I just want love. So I got trapped into that situation, and now I'm a single mom and I
Mhm.
am homeless. I'm getting my stuff back together though, one day at a time.
When you say homeless, Nicole, I'm assuming, but you're in a shelter or something right
Absolutely,
now.
I'm in a
Okay,
shelter.
okay.
Hold on. So she's in a shelter, but she's a boss babe at the same time. Do you see exactly what's happening to a young woman? This is why exactly I want y'all ladies on the channel to hold, to go back to the whole accountability factor. There was once a time where women held other women accountable. And so women behave with more dignified postures and they were, more up to certain scratch. But okay, all right.
Yes, okay.
Yes. So I am getting my stuff back together,
Mm-hmm.
one day at a time. I am now on. Don't want to promote myself at all because this is your platform, but I'm using TikTok as therapy to kind of get my
TikTok.
pink back, as they say.
Okay.
But right now I am really, I guess, in the mindset. I probably shouldn't be in this mindset of trying to date, but I don't know how else to get out of my mind of not trying to, go back to that person that clearly doesn't care about me or
Hold on. Are you guys listening to this? So in other words, she is she's homeless, but she's trying to date at this point in time. But she's a single mom. I want y'all to put that together. No, aren't those red flags? You're a single mom. You have the child with you, right? You're homeless and you're trying to date. Does that make sense? I don't know.
our child. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm looking for advice in terms of anyone that's a first time mom or a single mom that's just ready to really get back out there and date.
But I think before we even date, I would want you to get your priorities together. That's what I want you to
Awesome.
get together. I want everything to be in order, like basic things. Like you said, right now, you're in a shelter, so that's a transitional home for you. And
Yes.
I'm sure they're gonna put you in your first home, which is good.
Yes.
So once you
Yes.
get into your home, you get grounded, you start making a little bit of income. I'm sure they'll help you with a job. Then we could think about dating and things like that. But right now, it should just be the focus should be you and baby, which I'm sure it has been.
Yes.
So she's not making any income at all. So, ladies, I want y'all to follow me with this. And this is exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying with the responsibility thing. So, you want to tell me that this lady is not making any income either. So, imagine you having a son, right? Your son has no child at all, but he's taking this lady up with a baby. She is homeless, she has no income, and he is supposed to be responsible for everything that she has going on. And remember, she's going to be coming with trauma because it's obvious that this lady has a lot of trauma going on, and Lord knows if she's actually seeing a therapist to get some amount of help. Are you guys seeing exactly where I'm going with this? The whole idea of responsibility. We have to start taking responsibility. We have to. Just like society tries to hold men who are deadbeat dads accountable by putting the stigma of deadbeat dads out there. So much so that men want to separate themselves from the term deadbeat dad. That's what I want for women. But hey, let's keep going.
So
That can be a lot because it's like, okay, what about me? I get that. Like, you were a woman before you had your baby, and maybe that's what you're also feeling. Like, man, everything has changed.
yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And are you also creating income? Because I know even there's a girl, she went viral on here. Her name is Khalees, and she was in a shelter temporarily. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that content creator.
I am not. I've
Yeah.
only been on the platform for almost a month now. No, actually a little bit over a month now. I've created great traction with my content because I'm just being my authentic self.
Okay.
But that's not really my goal, right? So in terms of, priorities, you are right. I wouldn't come on here if I didn't have my priorities set, number one. So I am in the process of actually getting out of here. We did get approved for our first apartment. It was through New York City Lottery because I am in New York too. So I'm super excited about that. And I used to be a property manager, so it's kind of crazy how I couldn't even help myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and let me also say this, Nicola. When I say get your priorities together, that's not me coming for you. It's only the only reason I said that, and I'm not aware of what you have going on, right?
No, but no. Ashley, I cannot agree with this. You should be coming for her. She should be getting the brunt of what you call it, of accountability. The rod of accountability has to come to you. No. That's the problem. The problem is that no one is talking about this. Women want to pander to these other women. That's the problem. The problem that you're having, why women are doing these things and are thinking this is okay. And this is a girl that at some point in time said that she pretty much has a degree. Then why are you not trying to get with a social worker, having the social worker try to find the resources, to find those resources, maybe trying to find pretty much some amount of childcare, then to find a job and getting yourself back up there? Why is content creating always a thing for people to get into? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
The only reason I said that is because you said you were talking about dating. So that's why I mentioned it. I said maybe when you get in your first apartment first, right? You get settled in, you have some sort of income coming in, then you should consider, okay, maybe I'll start dating it again. That's what I mean by getting your priorities straight. Just so you're not, I'm not coming for you or anything like that. I just wanted to say that.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I definitely didn't get that energy from you. But of course, because I wouldn't join the live if I felt like someone was gonna, attack me in that way. Because I'm already vulnerable. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put myself in that situation again.
But you have to hear it though. That's the thing. Can we accept that she has to hear that? Ladies, I'm talking to you. Can we accept that she has to hear that? She has to now hear that her being here is an issue. It's a problem. So that way she doesn't end up here again. Because if no one tells her, then guess what? She's going to be back here again.
I guess, you know what? I guess what you're saying is just that I feel like I've been so closed off because before my baby, like, he arrived out of nowhere. So I was already so closed off and now just been stuck in this same time. I feel like for so long, for the past 2 years, really, a year of pregnancy, then my son just turned 1. So I really haven't done I haven't gone out. I haven't done anything. 2 years, it feels weird. So it's like I'm itching to get back out there. You know what I mean? While I'm just looking for a good distraction, I guess what I'm saying, while things are moving, because right now my baby father is like slowly creeping back in and it's giving me like heart pain.
Hold on, stop. So ladies, she's looking for a distraction. So the man that's coming in now, let's say, so she's looking for a good guy, right? She's looking for a great guy, a guy who has nice income. He has his things going on for him. She's looking for a great guy. Put this as your brother. Okay, put this as your brother, ladies, or maybe your father, or I don't know, maybe your cousin, or maybe your son, and ask yourself the question: would you want your good brother that has things going on for him just to drop into this woman's presence? I want y'all really and truly to give me y'all's real take on this. This is insane. This is wild. And that's why I say Ashley has to come for this, because this makes no sense. But again, she's just pondering. And that's the problem I have some of the times with these online shows, is that they ponder too much. If you're going to give advice, then give it as cutthroat down the middle. But no, I find that a lot of times everybody has strength for the men, but when it comes to the women, we're going to try to ponder and cuddle them, when some of the times the situation requires no cuddling. It just doesn't.
Like, say no. If it's not about the baby, why can't you say no? Like, I'm not here to be I don't want a romantic connection, but if it is about our son, then yes, we can talk. But outside of that, it's a no.
Because he doesn't see it that way, and he's very controlling and manipulative. And it's just, that's just how it's been. I just got the raw end of the stick when it came to him and his child. So in terms of him being involved, which is, I guess,
what about his family? Is his family helping? His mother, his grandmother's, the aunt?
No, they're not involved. I think because the same situation happened with his first baby mother. And then I came along literally 5 years later, and they're like, "Oh, the same thing is happening again." I think they basically gave up because he's a grown man. He's 30, yes, he's 2 years younger than me, but he's a grown man.
So in other words, she ignored the red flags. Again, I'm showing you again exactly what's wrong with this whole idea of responsibility. So she ignored those red flags. 5 years ago, this thing has happened, right? She never sat down with the family and asked questions as to what is going on. Remember, I was talking to y'all ladies today, and one journalist says, "Hey, I come for black women a lot of times." I actually don't. I actually want to see, black women being successful and rising up from wherever it is they are and not having to go the other paths and do what they need to do. But this is nonsense. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These are the behaviors I'm talking about. Someone has to call this out because now we're normalizing this. We're normalizing a woman living in a shelter with a child. Why is the man not on child support? Why didn't you put him on child support? And if you think that, that's what was going on, why is he not on child support? Or why hasn't he taken the child? I I don't know.
Already had a child that already has another baby mother, and so I think they just gave up on him. And they see it as, if you're not gonna push forward and take care of your child, then we're not gonna step in, because they already did that the first time, unfortunately. So
Okay, so it sounds like he needs time too. It just sounds like a situation. If you try to bring him in for the child, it's going to cause argument because he wants to be intimate with you.
Yes.
He wants to stay over. So maybe he needs a little time out. That's what I'm feeling. If it gets to a point where you feel like you can't even be in the same space because he may get violent or aggressive, then that's not someone you need to be around with, especially with your child.
Thing, Ashley. I've already broke the no contact rule, because I went no contact with him because it was the other way around. I couldn't be in the room with him without getting violent. It got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, because it's day in and day out. I am the one taking care of our baby, and all I hear is excuses. And when I call you, you're out partying or you're doing something. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is all in my face, and then we got into this situation 4 months ago, being homeless. And unfortunately, we ended up being homeless literally like 10 minutes away from him.
There's a lot more to the story that she's not telling you at all. And that's exactly why Ashley's pondering to that. You know what I mean? And notice how she pondered to the whole idea of the abuse again. And again, ladies, someone attacked me last night and we were talking about abuse. And I said, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted and feel as if O'Neill, is supporting abuse. I'm not. But a lot of it sounds a little bit weird, and it always is the first thing that women think of that's happening in a relationship, instead of really and truly deep diving in the relationship. It's almost like there is no, what is going on is almost like, people are able to do what they want to do, and there's no accountability at all for what they have going on. None. The woman is homeless and in a shelter, and we're talking like it's just, oh, well, it's, hey, it's all cool. You're just in a shelter. Remember, she's not having a mental health breakdown. That's not what's going on. She's not having, some sickness that she has to be there. That's not what's going on. If she's mentally ill and she can't take care of herself and she's not in her right mind, or maybe she is. Maybe that's what's going on and we're not knowing. But that's not what she's presenting, and that's not what we're getting from the entire thing. But instead, what we get is everything else except the obvious.
Nothing has changed. So now it's like, it was easier dealing with this entire situation when I wasn't in the same borough as him. But now that I'm in the same borough as him, very close to him, it's very hard to ignore, him and his actions. And I guess I came on here just like, maybe I'm too much in my head. I don't talk to, friends and family about these stuff because I'm weird. I'd rather talk to a stranger, because you know what I mean?
Or maybe they have been trying to check her, but she doesn't want the checking and she doesn't want to listen to anyone. So what has happened is that she stopped talking to them because they have been flagging the entire thing. Maybe they've seen the guy as to who he is. Sometimes your family can check things and flag it. That's what it is. It could be what's going on.
You guys can judge, but I won't take it to heart. Family and friends, they hurt your feelings. Yeah, I do need a therapist. I've been seeking therapy. Yes, guys, I've been seeking therapy. I was in therapy before. I had to stop it because my baby was, taking up a lot of my time. But that's why I'm doing content creating and all that stuff.
But she could do therapy with the baby, so that is also nonsense. Therapy is pretty much 1 hour. You're gonna do a session. Let's say you do a session for an hour. It's not that tough. Making it seem as though you don't have the time to do therapy when you do have programs. If she lives in New York City, there are programs that she could actually reach out to. For example, if she lived in California, there's CalWorks. And you could take CalWorks, and CalWorks would get you things like even crystal stairs. These are big cities that have a lot of resources that you can get. If she really wants therapy, she could get that therapy. But again, we make excuses each time. I'm just showing y'all that things are around. Come for me, guys. Come. Challenge me. Don't worry. I'm a social worker. It's what I do. Find resources.
I'm literally working on myself. I'm doing everything to be the best mom I can be because my child didn't ask to be in this world to have two messed up parents. I am a little disappointed, Ashley. I thought you was gonna tell me go out of there and get a man. I want you to tell me go and get a man.
I just don't feel like you're ready mentally. I don't think you're prepared mentally. No.
I'm probably not. Yeah, I'm just, you know what it is. I just feel like at this point my back is against the wall. I'm like, I'm tired of hearing this. I just want new love and someone to pour into me because no one has been pouring into me and my child for so long. And at this point, I'm just tired. But yeah, you are right.
This is interesting. Guys, just imagine this was a man that was doing all of this. He had a child and he was in a shelter with the child, okay? He has no job, okay? He has his degree and he's saying that he's a boss man. He's saying that he's a boss man and he has his priorities straight. Imagine the amount of comments that would have come in at him, and he would have been warranted for those comments. Men would have come at him, women would have come at him, believe me. Everyone would have actually come at this person. Imagine if this was a man that was actually doing this. This girl is in her 30s. She's not a young spring chicken. It's not like she's in her 20s or she's 17 or 20 where she doesn't really know any better and she's just coming out of teenage years, so she's still immature. That's not what's going on. There's a woman in her 30s that should know better. That's raising a child in a shelter. Who knows what could happen in the shelter? All sorts of things happen in shelters. This lady could be taken advantage of in the same shelter. She could have her baby taken advantage of in the shelter. This is crazy. She's gone from having a degree and having an actual full job and has allowed some guy to creep in and destroy her entire situation. Remember we talked about Pam today and we spoke about Pam and I said, guys, Pamela should have not allowed the things that she allowed. Yes, there are no variables when you talk about these things, guys. What variables could you be talking about? What variables? If this lady really and truly wanted to protect her situation, she should have used a condom. But she did use a condom. And so whatever decisions that she makes, she has to take responsibility for that. This is absolutely crazy. I am really and truly fishing to hear y'all's comments on this because I really want to see exactly how women are looking at this these days. This is insane. It's wild and it's insane. But this is what is taking place. And they had another content creator that Ashley was trying to tell her, hey, maybe you need to be like this content creator, to promote. And I watched some of the content creator stuff. And it was a girl like making it seem as though, being homeless is this fun, joy, nice, great thing. You know what? I'm going to leave y'all here. Let me know what y'all think, ladies. Go ahead. Let me know what y'all think. I'm looking forward to listening to y'all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. It is wild. It is wild.